Certainly, there's a move to keep religion out of politics and to rigidly enforce the so-called separation of church and state. Indeed, this common misunderstanding about the separation concept is an important one. It's one that's useful for us to address. In fact, it's one of my favorite subjects. It's a topic that I've debated and written and taught university courses on for about 25 years, about a quarter century. I really believe this is among the most misunderstood subjects in our entire culture. See, most people today who insist upon a rigid separation of church and state are unaware that that phrase derives not from the Constitution itself, of course, but from a personal letter. But Jefferson clearly did not mean that metaphorical wall was to keep religion from influencing issues of civil government.
Sir, do you solemnly swear that you will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic?
I do, so help me God.
Congratulations.
You're going to see an aggressive schedule in the days and weeks ahead. You're going to see Congress working as hard as it's ever worked, and we are going to deliver for the American people.
As we continue to inch closer and closer to the return of Jesus Christ, Bible prophecy continues to unfold. We continue to see the United States of America, the second beast of Revelation, continue to push for a union of church and state. This is the image, the likeness of the first beast, the Vatican, where they have a union of church and state, which will eventually lead to the mark of the beast, a Sunday law, and the rest of the world is going to follow suit. The Antichrist of Bible prophecy, George Mario Bergoglio, the head of the first beast, the Vatican, fulfilled Daniel 9:27 when he confirmed a covenant with many for 1 week in May 24th of 2021. Pope Francis signed the 7-year action plan for sustainability called Laudato Si, where he states we need a new ecological approach that can transform our way of dwelling in the world. He's calling everybody to come together for climate change, for unity, for peace, for taking care of the planet. And we need a day of worship, he says. We need to mandate Sundays. He's calling for a Sunday law on the scale of every world leader to come together and pass Sunday laws. Fast forward to today, the Antichrist of Bible prophecy, George Mario Bergoglio, will be at COP28, the climate change conference in Dubai. He goes on to state that everybody that was in agreement in COP21 have gone backwards and they need to get back on track to push forward this climate change agenda, where they're going to eventually mandate a worldwide Sunday law. Now, the Antichrist cannot do this alone. The Bible is clear that the first beast is going to use the second beast to speak on his behalf. The second beast of the United States of America, the fallen false Christianity of the world's most powerful nation. And Pope Francis has continued to strengthen that 7-year covenant with subsequent documents like the Paris Agreement, where 198 nations are bound to this to follow his lead on how to best handle climate change. And Pope Francis's solution to climate change and unity is mandating a Sunday law. He claims that's the Lord's Day. And most Protestants profess the same thing, that the fourth commandment is done away with and Sunday is the Lord's Day. This is from Satan, and many have been deceived. The Heritage Foundation is a conservative group that has come out with a document called Project 2025. You can go ahead and look into it yourself at project2025.org. It states Project 2025 is a plan to reshape the executive branch of the U.S. federal government in the event of a Republican victory in the 2024 United States presidential election. The plan to reshape the U.S. federal government to support the agenda for a second Trump term. Now you tell me what's worse, the demonic left or the wolf in sheep's clothing right? Page 589 of Project 2025, Sabbath rest. God ordained the Sabbath as a day of rest, and until very recently, the Judeo-Christian tradition sought to honor that mandate by moral and legal regulation of work, on that day. Congress should encourage communal rest, that day default to Sunday. We saw this earlier this year where the Supreme Court was backing a Christian USPS worker who was demanding Sundays off because he claims that is the Sabbath, the fourth commandment, the Lord's Day, and they supported him. In 2025, they're going to say this nation has fallen so far away from God that the only way to get us back on track is to mandate the fourth commandment, which they claim is Sunday, and in 2025, they will pass the Sunday law. On October 4th, 2023, Pope Francis drops Laudato Deum. Section 72 states, if we consider that the emissions per individual in the United States are about 2 times greater than those individuals living in China and about 7 times greater than the average of the poorest countries, we can state that a broad change in the irresponsible lifestyle connected with the Western model would have a significant long-term impact. As a result, along with the indispensable political decisions, we would be making a progress along the way to genuine care for one another. Guys, this is huge. The first beast of Revelation, the Vatican, is calling on the second beast of Revelation, the United States of America, to act and to do something about these emissions. We already know what Pope Francis' solutions to the emission is, the Sunday law. So he's going to go ahead and edge and push the new president in 2025 to fulfill this and pass the Sunday law. He's going to be working through the next president to pass this, which is probably going to be Donald Trump from how everything is looking. Now, it doesn't matter who wins. Whoever the president is in 2025 is going to do this. But again, it looks like it's going to be Donald J. Trump. Look what the First Amendment states. Congress shall make no law respecting an establishment of religion or prohibiting the free exercise thereof. This is going to go out the window. It doesn't matter who ends up winning, guys. They're all in bed with Mother Babylon. And if you keep the commandments of men over God's 10 commandments, which includes the fourth commandment, Saturday, that he said to remember, you're drinking from the wrath of the wine of her fornication. And in 2025, we're going to see the enforcement of the infamous mark of the beast, the Sunday law from the Vatican. And if you follow this Sunday law over the 10 commandments of God, you will stand before the Lord Jesus Christ, and he will say, depart from me, I never knew you. God is always talking, you always listening. If you haven't seen Messiah 2028 from Babylon to America, go check it out. It's about 85 minutes long. It's a Bible study movie. If you're watching this on Facebook, I'll link it in the description box up top and in the comments section below. If you're on YouTube watching this, you can go to my playlist and just go to Messiah 2028 and watch it there. If you're on TikTok, you can go to the top of my page and there'll be a tab there that says Messiah 2028 movie. It's broken up into 10-minute segments. That's as much as they let me upload. And if you're on Instagram, it's the same thing. It's broken up into different pieces. You're going to have to scroll through and find it. It might be better to just go to Facebook or YouTube so you can watch it straight without any cuts. God is always talking. You always listening.